Okay. Yeah, I have a well, I have the a fatal error in the beginning, but it's related, as I see, with some folders that I don't have in my arrangement.
Yeah. Okay, so you see the fatal line there at the second line
Yep.
says JD equals 2459662 out of range of pole table. So the pole table is one of the tables that defines the Earth orientation parameters.
Mm-hmm.
And that is telling you that the day that you are trying to process
Uh-huh.
is beyond the end of that file.
Ah, okay.
So there's two things that you could do. Either
Mm-hmm.
you can just copy the latest file because those files are updated daily on our servers. So you
Mm-hmm.
could either just copy
Mm-hmm.
the the poll and the UT1 tables from our source code server,
Yeah.
or you can go to the GG tables directory and you can update them yourself with a script that we have.
Okay. Well, the scripts that you have are what is the script that should I use? Because I can do whatever it
Sure,
is.
yeah. So go to your GG tables directory, your main directory
Mhm.
in your home.
Okay, I will. Well, that's a problem with TeamViewer. I am trying to see my um, screen there, and then I will have to enable the use of my keyboard in the, mm, yeah, there's a problem with TeamViewer and
The, the, okay,
uh, let me see if I can enable again. Um, okay, yeah, some keys that are important for me, like the slash and the arrow keys are not
uh-huh.
here. I can use them. Well,
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. On your physical keyboard.
because I am in the laptop and
Uh-huh.
I am using TeamViewer to watch another machine that has a virtual machine inside
Okay.
that has the gamut machine, a cascade
Yeah,
of
yeah.
virtual machines. Well,
Okay, and you go into the tables directory there.
mm,
Okay, and now the script is called sh
mm,
underscore update.
up.
Uh, yeah, it's the update EOP one.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you just press return on that, you can see the help
Oh, so the help.
page. Yeah. So the default series is the USNO series. So you can just write sh update EOP minus series USNO.
Um, minus uh, minus
Uh,
EOPS.
it's actually the very last example line there.
Ah, okay.
That's
Yeah,
what you need to
serious.
run. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, use US and O.
Yep.
Okay, that will bring the all the SP3 files that are
Uh,
not in my computer now.
no, that should update the EOP files.
Okay. Mm,
Um,
finals the
okay.
data.
Do you have the latest incremental updates?
Maybe. Well, I installed it No, because I installed the software in April or May.
Okay, yeah,
Uh,
we corrected this illegal variable name thing
okay,
recently because I finally figured out what the problem was.
okay.
That's okay.
Well,
I would just copy them from the source code server. Do you remember the address for that?
okay. Let me look for it of the source code.
For the source code, yeah.
Mm, yeah. What's the problem with the keyboard and using the control key here? Let me see if I can override. Well, I will look for it. Yes, I'm looking for it in my computer, in my laptop. Better. Let me see if I can do this here better. You're looking maybe. Um, it's the GeoWeb MIT
Uh,
edu.
no, it's the source code server where you downloaded
Yeah,
your source code.
not the FTP one, no.
Uh, well, the FTP one still works, but
Uh,
we're getting rid of it.
uh, I used the FTP one, I remember,
Yeah,
but well, I used the FTP one. If I can go there again,
yeah.
let me see here.
This is another example of why it's actually very
It's
important to
important to
always have the latest incremental updates
yeah.
installed. A lot of these tables get updated every week. Some of them get updated every day. So if you're processing very recent data, um, then that's quite important. Okay,
Okay.
while you're looking for that,
Yeah.
Jose, I'll switch over to Joshua here, who has his hand up.
Okay. I will stop my sharing
Yeah,
and
Joshua.
close my microphone. Thank you.
So I guess two things. I've been using the FTP server to get all of the incremental updates pretty much just for everything.
Yep.
How, I guess, where would I get or where's the, I guess, alternate access point to the source code server? Is that should I just go into a browser and do
Yeah.
Chandler MIT?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Just
It's
go into a browser?
yeah. So FTP, a lot of browsers will not let you open an FTP connection anymore. So we enabled an HTTP connection to chandler.mit.edu. So the FTP address used to be, what was it, chandler.mit.edu. Well, this still works, but we'll probably switch it off by the end of the year. So it's chandler.mit.edu slash, what is it, updates? I can't remember now. But anyway, it's chandler.mit.edu slash GPS. And when you go there, it will ask you for the username and password, and it's the same access point. It's just HTTP, not FTP.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess next thing I guess is, so I've taken care of getting my APR file, as well as updating my site's defaults to, I think, the best that I know how at this point in time. Could I share my screen and we can just kind of touch base on that to make sure I haven't messed anything up like horrifically or something?
That sounds good. Yeah. Sounds like you're almost there.
Just about. Okay.
All right.
So this is what I have currently for my site's defaults file.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the only thing I can see right now that I would change is I would just make sure that your all sites line has the same KERR experiment name. Yeah.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
I guess just about that, that's the experiment name. Is that supposed to be, where does that correlate to? Is that supposed to be somewhere additional then?
It's in the sh gamut command line. There is a -expt option, and that's where you add your experiment name.
sh gamut command line.
Yeah, so if you just type sh gamut and press enter, you'll see the help page. And probably nearer the top, yeah, you can see there the -expt option a little bit further down, a little bit further down. Just above where it says -orbit. There we go. Yep. So that's the 4-character name of the experiment to run. And this is basically the way that you say to shgamut, okay, this is the experiment I want to run. Go look in sites.defaults and download the appropriate sites to be used in this experiment. So that way you can actually have multiple experiments in the same sites.defaults, but you might only want to run one network at a time or something. So that's where you need it. So you would have shgamut, blah, 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 dates, what dates you want to run, and then -expt KERR, and then it would go find the KERR experiment sites you want to download and use.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, that looks great to me. Do you want to share your station.info file right now, maybe? Or
yes.
the NPR file? Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay. So just again, one thing I would say is this file is a very strict column alignment format. So I would grab a line from the default GG tables station.info and just paste it in here and just make sure that all of your site and everything line up with that.
All right.
I don't know if you can grab it quickly.
Yes.
Or in fact, there's a station info file in that directory there. You can just grab that. Yeah. Yeah, so just copy that first line. Yeah, 001. Yeah. Okay, and then just make sure that everything lines up. So the site name needs to have a space in front of it. Yeah, and then you need to bring back that session date. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the hour, minute, second looks as if it needs to move across as well, and in the start time as well. Yeah, this is one of the few files that has a strict fixed format. Yeah. Just do those start times as well. Okay. I would actually add at the end of those lines there, where it's underneath where it says dome, I would add an explicit none if it doesn't have a radome on top of the antenna. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and you just need to align the start hour, start minute, and start day as well. Okay, so for everyone else listening here, this is a station.info file that Joshua has edited manually, a little bit like I did yesterday with my sites in the geysers. And this all, looks good. It's just aligning the columns, which is why I suggested copying one of the lines from the default station.info file, just so that you can see the column alignment that's necessary. And once that's done, we should be pretty good with this file, I think.
Yes, I had a similar problem with that, because it requires the alignment of the header with the lines,
Right.
with the fields.
Yeah. Yeah, it reads that header line there, the one that starts with star site and then station name. Those are the field names.
Yeah, the field names.
And they are a certain length long. Yeah.
The delimiter should be the same for the header and the observations.
The station name, I think, is 16 characters for Gamut. Yeah, you can remove that template 001 line now if you want as well. Yeah. Okay, that looks great. And then you have your sites.defaults file. So let's look at your APR file then. Okay, again, same thing here. We actually need a space at the beginning of the line if it's not a comment. So anything that doesn't have a white space at the beginning of the line will be assumed, we assume we can skip over it. So yeah, that's good. Okay, XYZ 000 to it. Yep, that looks great.
Hey, Mike, do we need a header on this file?
Not on this one, no.
Okay, cool.
No. The header is there just to help people understand what the columns are.
Cool, thanks.
Okay, yeah, this is good stuff. So now let's go back to your main directory. There we go, yeah. And let's make sure that we add kerr.apr to the process.defaults file. So if you open the process.defaults file and a little bit down at the bottom there, maybe you've done this already. See where it says set APRF just above where your cursor is? Line 66. Yep. So change the default there to your APR file. Yep. Good.
All right.
All right. We are pretty much ready here. We just have to do one more thing. And the thing that we have to do is we have to merge your station info file with the sites that you want to use for your processing network from the main one. So if you can bring up a terminal window and go to your experiment tables directory. Yeah, okay. and we'll run that sh update stinfo command. So it will be sh_upd underscore, and then you can probably just press tab and it should, yeah, that's right, yeah. And we want to get the sites from that are listed in sites.defaults. So we add the -l SD option. And that means from the reference station.info, we want to get the sites that are listed in sites.defaults SD. We also want to merge your station.info. So the option is -merge. And then the name of your station.info, station.info.kerr. Yeah. And then we can include an output file name as well if you want, or that should actually produce a .new file. So you can probably just run that. Yeah, try it. And much like with my run yesterday, that might take a few minutes to read fully the reference station.info file. So we can maybe come back to you in a few minutes and see how that went.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah. Once this is done, we're pretty much ready to go. So hopefully we can get you going by the end of this session. So we'll come back to you in a second. But Taha, you had your hand up there.
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yep.
I actually tried to run the GLRed. So my problems still exist. Even so, I changed the data and changed the location and changed the station and run shgamut. So I don't have any problem with shgamut, but I still have problem with the GLRed. I can share my screen to. Okay. So this is my. I changed the location. Actually, not location. I changed the. Area and the time from 2017 to 2019. And this is my. You see? Okay, yeah. And this is the GLRed.
Okay, so let's go a little down. Yep, keep going. Yeah, okay, that's not a problem. That's pretty normal.
I have these plots
again,
also, but
I don't see any issues here. This is not an SHGLRed problem. This is again probably an issue with your stabilization. I would suspect.
You see here.
Plots look like this is. I think this is still an issue with your stabilization.
So I did this trick that you told me.
Yeah.
And the stations are the same. So I tried this one for other days, but still I have this issue.
Yeah, I think the important thing for you to do now is just to include more stations in your processing network. As I mentioned earlier on today, when we suggested making this change, I said, yeah, it probably should work, but it's not going to look good. In actual fact, it doesn't look like it worked at all.
Okay, so you say that I increased the number of the stations here.
Yeah. So can we look at one of your org files again? I suspect that it has the same issue. Yeah, in there. It probably just, okay, right, here we go. So at the top, you're seeing something that looks a little bit more normal On line 17, it says for 5 sites in origin, whatever. So at this point, you know that it's at least starting to try and use all 5 sites in defining the reference frame. The problem is that probably a lot of those sites don't necessarily have very good coordinates. So the reference frame stabilization is not very strong. So if we go down a little bit, yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, keep going. Yeah, and keep going down to the position summary. Just above. Okay, there, yeah. Right. Yeah, yeah, I'm not quite sure what it's aligning to there. But yeah, either way, this is why we need some really good IGS sites that have really well-known coordinates, sites that are stable, that aren't affected by earthquake. They are really important at this stage because they help define the reference frame. These sites are just too poorly known. They're too, upset by earthquakes and things to help with this process. So I think what you're going through is perfectly fine. The sequence that you've done, everything looks good, except for the fact that you just don't have enough stable sites in your processing network from the very beginning. So I would just say, just try and add some sites.
Okay, I see the problem. I can add a comment, maybe it's useful. In my first try, I used that 2017 from day of year 315 until 320, only 5 days to see the type series. So the problem at that time was that I get the SH gamut correctly, but after when I start to run the SH GRED, so at first it said that check the quality of 315 day. So I don't remember exactly which station, but I'm pretty sure that one of the stations data in day of year of 315 was not correct. So I didn't, because the station was important for me due to its location. So I only changed the time interval. So I add one more day of year, 314 until 320. So at that point, I guess the bad quality of data still shows itself in other way. Is it correct or not? Because the only things that I can have the explanation for this plots and your comments is that.
No, that's not the issue here. The issue here is that you just don't have enough sites with accurate coordinates to define the reference frame. It has nothing to do with how many days you're processing or anything like that, because the SHGL-RED program that you're running now is actually just doing each individual day on its own to produce a time series. So if you add day 315, or sorry, 314, you just get another day at the beginning of the time series. There is no relationship when you are creating time series between day 314 and 315. They're completely separate.
Okay. And could we see this problem, the bad quality of coordinates from the SH gamuts, these plots or not?
No, this is literally a matter of including more sites around.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, this is nothing to do with the quality of the data or anything like that. This is literally just a reference frame stabilization issue. Your sites seem good. It's just that we can't get that final coordinate because we have nothing to tie to the ITRF. So everything else looks good. Everything
Okay.
else looks good. You just need
Okay.
websites. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Parisa.
Okay, yes. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through this folder. So I added two stations, one of them in Frankfurt and the other one in Belgium. And after that, when I ran SH Gamut, it automatically where is it? It automatically created the files without fatal error. But I wanted to check one thing with you. This line cannot access,
We can't see that. We still see your directory.
Okay, so let me just stop it. Okay, this line cannot access tmp.mail. It's because that I didn't add my email address for getting the summary, right?
It may be for different reasons, but you can usually ignore those lines. Those lines are usually the scripts testing to see if a file exists. And if it doesn't exist, it might ignore it, or it might try to create it. But that's really just the result of the test. Like, does this file exist? No,
Yeah.
or whatever. With the email, you won't get emails sent to you unless your computer has an outgoing email server set up on it. So I'm not quite sure exactly what that particular message is about, but you won't receive mail anyway unless you have an outgoing mail server.
Okay.
The email is just the SH Gamut summary file anyway. So if you have a day there, like day 213, if you look at the sh_gamut 213.summary file, that's the file that you would receive in an email anyway. So you have a copy in your directory.
Okay, so I just can omit that, that line. And it just, after processing, it's just necessary to go to the day of your folder and search for fatal. If there is no fatal, text file, it seems that everything was okay with processing.
I would check the summary file. So if you go into your 213, the summary file will tell you. Yeah.
Okay, this one, right.
Yeah, so if you look at that one, we talked about this in one of the first lectures, the sort of numbers that you expect to see here. Okay, yeah, so this looks fine. You've got a few adjustments to your coordinates there, which suggests that your a priori coordinates were a little bit off, a little bit inaccurate, but Gamut has tried to update them to something a little more accurate before it starts a second iteration of the process. So they're the lines that you're seeing there where it says, updated in the tables L file, line 30, based on adjustments to coordinates. Everything else looks okay. Yeah, they're quite noisy, but I will give you a warning here. If you only include 2 additional sites, you are very likely to end up having the same problems as we were just discussing with Taha.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd really recommend to everyone that before you start processing, please, like we went through in the example yesterday, I chose about 10, 15, even 20 sites around my network to include in the sites.defaults file. I would highly recommend that you do that from the beginning, because you're just going to have problems.
Yeah, and again, you have to go back and change, yes.
Yeah.
And because it was really interesting for me to, get something for this station in this day of year, because I was also adding this Rhinex file in groups that I told you in the first day. And I had some errors in that software, that there were some cycle sleeps, and I wanted to see some results for this station. So after that, for tomorrow, I will add the other stations, and totally add the around 12 or 15 IGS stations to start processing and go for the next steps. And for the folder that's for 20, yeah, this folder, I wanted to check where I can find the final outputs, because I was
I can't see the folder you're pointing to.
okay. This one.
Um,
I was searching for H files. But
right. So you have an H file. It's next to history. The file name is HSLUX. Two more to the right. There we go.
This
Yeah.
one.
Yep. Yeah, that's the fundamental gamut output that will become the input to Globe K.
Okay, this one.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so a covariance matrix. I got it. And for this processing, it just give us the static position. It's not like, you know, give us every position estimated for each 30 seconds. Or can we?
That's that. Yeah, gamut is tracking the satellites across the sky over a certain period and reducing all of those observations to one static position. Yeah.
Okay,
If you want positions every measurement, that is what track does.
Okay, yeah, but when I go for different days, I can get the time series, and that's okay, because in groups we had an option to get the you know, the positions for each time interval, and after that we go through each file and did some, you know, statistical analysis, and then get the time series. But finally, I can compare the time series that Gamut will give me with the time series that I get from different softwares. Would be really interesting for our research group.
Yeah, yeah. The comparison would be with daily time series. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. It was really, you know, interesting for me, because, you know, as it was the first time that I was processing with gametes, and without any error, I was so happy to get some results.
That's good.
For your
Yeah.
help.
Yeah. All right, good. Tom's come to join us. So Joshua, just quickly before we sign off here, did you want to, has that update station info finished yet?
Yes, it has finished.
Do you want to share and we can just see if we can process something?
That would be great. Okay. Here, and it does have stations here.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, good. And all of these other stations, I assume, are the ones that you added in sites.defaults that you want to download and include in your processing network.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. So that was saved to a station.info.new file. And we have to name this file station.info. So the last thing you need to do is just change the name of that file to the standard station.info.
Should I replace this one? Get rid of this one right here?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's just a copy of what is in GG tables anyway. I can't see what directory you're looking at right now. I can just see your text editor.
Okay, well, maybe Mike, I will go over and join the.
Okay,
date
I'll
meeting.
join you in a minute. Yeah,
Okay, so I'll leave you. I'll see you all tomorrow, everyone.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, great. And you actually have a copy with station.info.org there anyway, so that looks good. All right, so back to your terminal and just go back up one directory to your top level 2022 directory. And I think you're pretty much ready to go. We have Rhinex directories in, Rhinex files in the Rhinex directory.
Yes, I just have the O files in there though.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep, that's all you need. Yep. And what are we going to process here? Do you know what day of year you want to process?
I would like to process the March 1st through the 7th, actually.
Okay. Well, what Rhinex files have we got in the Rhinex directory? Let's have a look at those, and we can judge from that. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, we have one more thing to do. Those are not standard Rhinex file names, so we're going to have to rename them. But yeah, so the standard Rhinex file name should be the first 4 characters of the site name in lowercase, and then the 3-digit day of year, and then a 0, and then a dot. So let's see what we got here. March 1st. Let's see what March 1st is. So March 1st is day 60 of the year. So that should be renamed to KER lowercase. And then 060. You can keep the end bit there. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah, 060. That's the 3-digit day of year. Then you can just add another 0 for the session number. Dot 22 0, and that is your standard Rhinex file name. So you're just going to need to change each of those, and then you should be good to go with a command like this that I'll type in the chat. So you have so you have day 60 to day 66. Okay, you should be able to run that command. And once you've renamed all those files, and we'll see what happens.
All right, sounds good.
All right, everyone, I've got to sign off now to go to another meeting, but we'll see you all at the usual time tomorrow for our final day, when we will talk about track, and we will continue with these kind of interactive sessions. We can do another demonstration, maybe with the globe K stage, but everyone looks as if they're making good progress. So let's keep going, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you. Bye.
Thanks, Mike.